we're continuing on our devotions based on hymns, mostly all hymns that we've known for a long, long time. Today is one that I've been singing for as long, but his name is wonderful. We read in Isaiah 9:6, "For unto us a child is born," of course speaking of Jesus, "unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." So I want to go through, his name is Wonderful. I believe it's number 92 in your hymnals if you want to look at it. I've got some Bible verses that kind of go along with the things that are mentioned there. The first thing that's mentioned is the mighty King. So Jeremiah 32:27 tells us, "Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?" And of course, that is an easy question. The answer is no. There is nothing too difficult for God. There are many things that earthly kings cannot do. Even the most powerful king or president, ruler of a nation, even the one with the most powerful army, the best intelligence, the most powerful economy is disposable. There are still limitations to what any leader of men can do. But we know here and we see that there is nothing that is too hard for God. He is the mighty King. So much mightier than what we think of when we think of a mighty king. There are no limitations placed upon him. Moving on, we go to master of everything. And the word master, a master is one that is in control of all things within their purview. And on earth there are powerful people that are master over many things, over many people. But only God is master over everything. Our God is master over the masters. Master of the universe. And we also have the great shepherd. And the psalmist, of course, wrote much about using the imagery of God as a shepherd. Read in Psalm 95:7, "For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand." Shepherd works along the same lines as master. They're somewhat similar. It's an overseer. But this is the wonderful thing about all of the different names of God. While all of these names are true, of course, and they describe the same being, each name emphasizes a different attribute, or comes about it, looks at it from a different way. So again, shepherd and master both speak to someone that oversees, but shepherd invokes an image of love and caring that master doesn't necessarily. He is our shepherd. We're all familiar with Psalm 23. We'll read the first couple verses real quick, but "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." And there's so much to go over. I'm not going to spend too much time going over Psalm 23 this morning. We're all familiar with it. We've all studied it many times. There's so many wonderful truths here. The shepherd, I shall not want. And why is that? Because the shepherd, of course, is guiding us to everything that we need. And it expounds on that in verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Again, invoking that imagery of just leading us directly to everything that we need, everything that we want, more importantly, everything that is good for us. Sometimes that's not the same as everything that we want. So everything that is good for us, I should say. Moving on in the hymn, we have the Rock of all ages. Isaiah 26:4 says, "Trust ye in the Lord forever, for in the Lord Jehovah is everlasting strength." Rock of Ages speaks to the immeasurable strength of our God, and also to his immovability, to his permanence as well. Deuteronomy 32:4 says, "He is the rock." And that's the first time in the Bible, Deuteronomy 32:4, that he is referred to such, the rock. He is immutable, immovable, and to all who run to him a shelter, and to all who trust him an everlasting foundation. The hymn continues, bow down before him, love and adore him. I think we're all familiar as well with what many people call the Lord's Prayer, we refer to as the model prayer. Jesus begins the model prayer how? He says, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. But how often in our own prayer life, just think in your own mind, how often do we ascribe glory and honor to the name of God in our prayers? How many times throughout the day do we lift up his name? Even if this is something that we do well, which for most of us, it probably isn't where it should be. But even if this is something that we do throughout the day, we lift up the name of God as holy and wonderful in each and every one of our prayers. We can never do it enough. God's name is worthy of being praised with every single breath that we have in our time on earth. So praise him, praise his name. His name